In this video, we are going to see the types of scheduler in OS. Scheduler is a part of OS that allots the computer resources to the process. The scheduler picks an appropriate process from the queues, that is the scheduling queues that we saw in the previous video, to maximize CPU utilization. This scheduler can be further distinguished as long-term scheduler, short-term scheduler, and medium-term scheduler. First, we are going to see about the long-term scheduler. The process of long-term scheduler is also known as the job scheduling or process scheduling. These are schedulers whose decision will have a long-term effect on the performance. So we are calling this as the long-term schedulers. The duty of this schedulers is to bring the process from the job queue to the ready queue for its execution. The process usually travel from the job queue to the ready queue for its execution that we have seen in the previous video. If you are not checked, please check the video of the scheduling queues of the OS. This is also known as job scheduler and is also responsible for controlling the degree of multiprogramming, that is, the total number of processes that are present in the ready queue. So the long-term scheduler, we can say, it decides which process is to be created and put in the ready queue. Next, we are going to see the short-term scheduler. This short-term scheduler is also known as, we can call it as CPU scheduling. That is, these are schedulers whose decision will have only a short-term effect on the performance of the system. But long-term scheduler, this will have long-term effect on the performance of the system because it chooses which process to be kept on the ready queue. But here, the duty of the short-term scheduler is to schedule the process from the ready queue and allots it to the CPU for execution. So we are calling it as the CPU scheduling. This is the place where all the algorithms are used. It can be FCFS, round robin, or SJF. That we are going to see one by one in the coming videos. This CPU scheduling is further classified into two types. That is, the short-term scheduling is further classified into two types. Here we can have preemptive scheduling and also non-preemptive scheduling. In this first we can see the preemptive scheduling. This scheduler alerts the CPU to a process for a limited amount of time. That is, the processor preempts the execution of a process if a high process with higher priority comes. Then we can see the non-preemptive scheduling. In this, once the scheduler alerts the CPU to any process, it does not release the CPU until it gets terminated or it switches to the waiting state. Next, we can see the medium-term scheduler. This removes the partially executed process from the ready queue. And also, but we can, this process can be later reintroduced in the ready queue, and they can assume the execution from where it is left off. This procedure is also known as swapping. These things are done with the help of this medium-term scheduler. Subscribe to my channel if you feel contented.